From its humble national beginnings in 1825, the railroad would come to transform life in both Texas and the United States. In 1875, Texas had only 1,650 miles of track. By 1900, almost 10,000 miles of additional track had been laid, crossing the state from east to west and north to south. When the railroad connected towns in West Texas, it did more than just propel a big piece of smoking machinery down iron tracks. It brought the rest of the country to your doorstep. As railroads were built, they made and unmade communities. Abilene became the Taylor County seat because Claiborne Merchant and other prominent cattlemen in the area made a deal with the Texas and Pacific Railroad. They provided the railroad with land for a depot, siding, and cattle loading pens in exchange for preferential treatment in the establishment of a new town near land they owned. Through that collusion, Abilene was born, and Buffalo Gap soon lost the county seat to its northern neighbor. While some men tried to take advantage of their contacts with the railroad for personal gain, the arrival had many more positive effects on the region.
All aboard!
Suddenly, folks in Buffalo Gap were integrated into larger national markets, able to send cattle and cotton to faraway places like Chicago and New Orleans. Folks who had spent their entire lives in rural Taylor County could ride the rails and see the 1904 World's Fair and Exposition in distant St. Louis. Sears and Roebuck, who published an annual mail-order catalog that contained virtually everything you could want, would ship your order in a matter of weeks instead of months. There were myriad spin-offs from the growth of the railroad industry. The Texas and Pacific Coal Company, established near Thurber, extracted regional coal deposits to help fuel the Iron Horse. Not only were new companies created to meet the demands of railroads, but organizational techniques used on the railroads were transferred to American business. Men like Andrew Carnegie started their careers in the railroad business. Although Carnegie left the railroad after the Civil War, the management and accounting techniques that he learned while working on the railroad helped transform his own growing steel industry. His often copied techniques would go on to change dramatically the face of American business.